All right. Those were the two runs, all right, that went for 19, and the other one went for 47 yards in 4 years that were RPO. All right. So you saw, if you were in the first clip with the coverage, the tailback coming out of the backfield and them throwing us and catching the interception. For the rest of the years, we just got handoffs after this. So play it. Again, we're 6 guys for 6 gaps. The first part of this presentation is going to be all our stack front. So go to the end zone. We're on we call it a well movement. So posit, this was out of our 3-4 in 2015. So we were Dog, Mike, Will, Bob. Well told us that our Will was going to go to the A gaps. 4 letters told us that our D-ins were C gap players. All right. All the other linebackers have to know where everybody else is at to fit. So play it. We don't freak out about the motion. All right, roll it back. And the one guy that you should probably block on inside zone is your nose guard, but your left guard's worried about getting up to that linebacker, that second level. Here, we're bringing a mill, so our Mike's going to the B gap. Again, we're playing man coverage across the board. Mike's rushing the B gap. Our DNs are going to end up in the C. And there's 47 getting unblocked. All right, one thing we learned about the stack, man, if those this team was super aggressive, all right, to get up to the second level, that we were going to get some one-on-one matchups. Yes? Yep. So this guy right here, and we've had 3 different D-line coaches, all right? I'm the only full-time coach at our school on defense, so I've had 3 graduate assistants on D-line, all right? So a lot of times it'll change from year to year as we've seen. But essentially we were taking a lateral step and working outside. Coach Stan coaches our D-line. What were you teaching them this year? Yeah, to take the slide. So this guy over here to the boundary to work to the field, what were you, or the boundary, 92, what were you teaching this year for our guys? And that's stuff that we work with our linebackers and D linemen every day. I'm a huge believer. I coached when I was a GA with a 3-4 defense that we had like 50 sacks and we blitzed all the time. But we never taught our linebackers truly how to beat an offensive lineman. We told them where they need to go, and we told them, at the end of the play what their target on the quarterback, but we never taught them how to pass rush. So as a D coordinator at Rose, especially with our 6 guys, you're going to believe that every one of our linebacker knows how to pass rush. All right? They're going to know how to run, throw a rip and a swim. That's all day one stuff. So our linebackers and our D-line work a lot together. Play it again. So our C-gap defenders, all right, our edge players, we're playing 1 man for 1 gap. 18 here. Not necessarily in his gap. All right, at the end of the play, kind of being selfish. If the ball went there, maybe a bigger play. 28, posit. The most important thing, our only really guy in conflict in this defense when we're playing man is 28. We ask him to be the deep player to make sure we don't give a touchdown, all right, but we also ask him to make sure, all right, you go tackle anything. So this guy is more aggressive than a cover 3 middle safety, all right? So we teach him to read the mesh of the quarterback, all right? So if the quarterback catches it and there's no mesh, all right, and he's dropping back, 5-step. Get to your deep your deep middle as fast as possible. Quarterback catches and it's 1 step. It's quick game. You better tell everyone in the stadium it's quick game. So our DBs know to break. The quarterback catches it and there's a mesh. Well, now slow your roll because you're essentially our extra player in the run game. That gets our 7th guy in there. If the quarterback catches it and it's quarterback power, we need you to tackle the quarterback because you're our extra player for the QB run. Next clip, coach. Here we get inside zone, I believe. The end zone shot. Our linebacker gets his butt kicked here, 18. We're running mill, so our Mike's coming to the B gap. Roll it back. So 18 gets actually kicked in the gonads, I believe. He gets booted, man. He gets his butt kicked. Get lucky. So what we teach our 92, that guy goes around. All right, I'm not a huge, you got to really punch the shoulder. My D-line coach in college told us that. But then he would always be like, you got to punch the shoulder 2 hands. But then you got to be square. And I'm like, that's 2 impossible things to do. All right, so what we talk about, hey, linebackers, you're big boys. You're reading your gap. Our linebacker here is blitzing the B gap. He's reading this guard's shoulder. He's coming. All right? All of our linebackers read an O-lineman first. They're reading the shoulder. All right? If I own this gap and this shoulder's at me, probably inside zone. If this shoulder is lateral, probably outside zone. If this shoulder is back, well, he's probably pulling. All right? And we match pullers. All right? So he'll match where that guy's pulling. If the shoulder's back, well, it's probably pass. Those are the 4 basic. If a team does something different, all right? If the O-lineman's doing, something different we haven't seen, then we'll show that kid, all right? And we'll show that kid. But 92, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You're the quarterback player. Quarterback pulls. Have that weight on that inside foot and be able to go tackle the QB. Don't give that quarterback a 2-way go. If you're squeezing and you're not tight to the tackle, you're giving the QB this lane and this lane. Get tight to the tackle, put that weight here, and be able to come off lateral and make a play. Inside zone again. A little confusion, but we rock and roll motion for the DB guys that are in here. We're running mill, so our Mike linebackers coming to the B gap. Roll it back. 41's being physical. 42, my pretty boy from Mississippi, being pretty with his long hair. But 43's coming. They're handing it off. Quarterback, we don't have leverage. Hand it off. You can see 31 wanting to fit in there. He's our post player. Don't need to have a post player if the ball's handed off. Flea flicker might get us. All right, hopefully there's no college coaches in here. That's bad, all right? By 33, shoulders are turned. He's giving away the gap if the quarterback were to pull it. We're going to get some motion here. We rock and roll with the motion. 3 down, we're bringing our Bob linebacker. You get a bad snap. Sometimes as defensive coaches, you luck into some stuff. The problem of the pistol, I guess. But, man, we've seen plays where the running back goes the wrong way and the quarterback catches it over here because it's a high snap and his zone read to the left, and our D-lineman's squeezing, and that quarterback catches it and takes off, and he gets 5 yards. They get lucky, too. Here's an outside zone. So I like this stunt. I'm not this smart to necessarily plan this against the outside zone. But if some of you are in Coach Wilson's talk, this was his team in 16. What we're doing here is our Bob is picking for our nose. Most of the time we'll bring our Bob to the B gap or our Mike to the B gap, and the nose works opposite. All right? So 42 here is down like he's blitzing the B gap, and he's going to go pick the center and then work vertical, upfield. Our nose guard is sitting. He'll either sit here and take a step and wrap, or if that pick comes right now, wrap right now. So, play it. So, if I have any O-line coaches here, a lot of you guys are probably telling your left guard, don't ever work back on inside or outside zone here. Well, he probably needed to make this a good play. But we pick, we get vertical. And again, a little bit of luck. I didn't know outside zone was coming. We like this against the pass. But you mean your nose guard's getting double teamed a lot. It's nice to free him up, especially if he's a quick kid. If you got a little fast wrestler kid, 180 pounds, all right, and you got a bad linebacker that you want to rush every time, well, have him pick the center every once in a while. A lot of times our picker all right, has been the guy that's came free.